Don't need it.
No. Welcome to episode 2 of CRB's Offseason podcast. This is something that I've just decided to start spontaneously because, well, I don't really have much time to make videos. And this is a good way of still talking to the camera and putting content out without having to do too much effort. Today, I'm joined by a guy who's very popular in the Monster Jam community, and popular might be an understatement, and somebody that I've known personally for a very long time. You have Monster Jam or MonsterTruckLord.
Yes.
Joined here. Used to be Monster Jam, but now it's MonsterTruckLord. Reagan, welcome to the second ever episode. How do you feel to be a part of this prestigious podcast
show? Well, I'll tell you, man, I'm kind of surprised you didn't invite me on something like this like 10 fucking years ago. It took you a little while, but I mean, I don't have my own podcast either, so who am I to talk? So I can't really criticize you.
Well, you've been in 2 of my videos, and they've both, funny enough, been my only 2 Monster Jam vlogs on my channel. The first time, Orlando 2019 for the World Finals, and then in 2021 for the random Orlando show. What beer are you drinking tonight?
Hey, it's my favorite. We always got a Miller High Life.
Holy
straight from 7-Eleven.
That's a big bottle.
That's a 40. I mean, well, I think this is 32 or 32. So I'm going a little vagina mode tonight. But I already cracked one of these fuckers open before we started, so I'm on number 2. I mean, that's going to be at least 64 ounces of beer until I crack another one open after this.
Living the best life right now. I've got my water, my ice cold water, in my 2018 Outback Bowl souvenir cup. For any of those wondering.
Damn right. You know what? I literally I hadn't told you any of this shit yet, but I fucking been like redoing my whole house because it's like my house now. So I've been redoing the whole fucker. And I went through all my souvenir cups, and I shit you not, dude. I mean, because like I try getting one everywhere I go, and it's been like 5-6 years of traveling, and I have probably like 100. Like,
oh, wow.
And most of them are like the exact same. Like most of them are just a fucking Monster Jam cup, and it's all like 30 of one design. Then 5 years later, they make a new one. I got 30 of those, and the rest are just like cool ones from different stadiums. So fucking, that's like my favorite part of the kitchen now is I got this giant ass cabinet that's just full of souvenir cups. And I have, like fucking Chiefs cup, Steelers cup. Like it's sick having that collection from all these different venues. You know what I mean?
It's nice that you have a Chiefs cup in there. Something related to the stuff
retarded,
that
I guess, but
well, look. I don't mind. So, if anybody, I don't know how many of my viewers who are watching this have ever heard of you, just because I'm not a Monster Jam channel. I used to be. That's how we met, obviously. 2015, maybe, long time ago.
Right. We should go through the story for the audience. It's quite interesting.
It's a long. I mean, it's a long story.
Long. I mean, I don't want to do anything too long, but I started.
It's a podcast. No such thing as too long. But go ahead. Yeah, I mean, we go back to 2015. I think I've known you since I had more subscribers than you did.
Yeah.
And now you're sitting at like 300,000 or something like that. Your Instagram's at 900,000. I just checked pre-podcast. I don't know if you even know that you've hit that yet, but congrats on that. That's a crazy.
I didn't see that yet. There we go. Yeah. Right.
900,000 on Instagram. That's
my second time. I hit 900 like a year ago, and then I fucking lost like 50 because my Instagram sucked. And then I just regained it all back. So this is my second time at 900, baby. Come on.
And you've got as many Instagram followers. You've got almost as many Instagram followers as my most viewed video on YouTube. So that's quite ridiculous. But no, go ahead. Tell the story.
Well, so it's pretty much my channel origin story where I guess maybe like around beginning 2015-ish, something like that. I was getting onto like the YouTube side of the monster trucks. I mean, I'm fucking 13, keep in mind, so it's nothing really like, educated or above. And so I was just kind of into like the toys a lot. I was like, fucking a kid. I mean, you were too. We always did the collecting stuff.
Right.
And so I came across your videos, and you would, do the collecting videos in stores, sus. And it's a new meaning now in 2025. But it meant something real to us in 2015,
Hell yeah.
And so I found you through that. And I just, out of all the people who were doing it, like, Ryan Alban and whoever the hell else was doing it, I've liked your videos the most, so that's what made me make my channel. And I just fucking open my trucks and I do like really retarded stuff. Like I would just like smash the trucks with like hammers and light them on fire. Stuff I thought was funny, 13, 14.
Remember that. Yeah.
So yeah, those are all gone now. You'll never see those again, probably, unless I decide to have fun. But yeah, that was great stuff. And that's what kind of segued into this whole us both doing our own YouTube things. I mean, you started with the monster trucks and the Hot Wheels, and now you're out here on the baseball side, which is, I mean, it's got to be a lot less stressful. I'll tell you that. Because on the monster truck side of things, it can get a little rough.
Yeah.
That was a short version. That's we'll sum up of what happened, I guess.
I thought you were going to go from like 2015 to now.
Well, I mean, fucking, that was just kind of the beginning, I guess. I mean, you want to fucking sit me down like I'm Jared Taylor or something, give you a whole fucking breakdown of what goes on, then I don't know. I can't really do that whole thing. But I mean, if you want to go through the whole YouTube story, that would probably take about 10 hours.
You're right. Well, the first time we met in person was 2017 at the World Finals. That was kind of like the beginning of the end of me personally following Monster Jam. I kind of just like, I don't know. I started really getting into sports and I was like, I don't know. For me, I think for me at that time, I was like, I kind of like this a little more than Monster Trucks. So I never disliked Monster Jam or like got out of it in the sense that like, I didn't care about it because I for even a while there, I was still keeping up with the World Finals results and seeing what was happening. I don't really understand anything of how Monster Jam works these days because they do these whole regular season standings and shit. They didn't do that back when I was kind of leaving that, but
a lot different. A lot different. I'll be honest. I think it's better. I think like now, as like it's kind of more cohesive than it's ever been, where you can kind of tell like what you're earning and what your trophies are. So you would respect that as a sports fan, I think.
Right.
But it's kind of more easy and more streamlined to keep up with, like for who's winning and championships and stuff, I would say. So yeah,
and it's now coming back to me. I mentioned that you had been in two of my videos before the two Monster Jam videos. I completely forgot about my 100th vlog in Los Angeles when we can I speak? When we both went to the Chiefs versus Chargers game in LA. You drove up from San Diego to meet me there, and we were with Tyler and my cousins and all that fun stuff. So you're actually in three videos of mine. The Lord's been around the Chiefs Race Bolts channel for quite some time, just kind of from time to time. But I mentioned 2017. I want to put up this photo real quick. This is the both of us.
Yep.
At World Finals in Las Vegas in 2017. This is a good little throwback. I still have my Chiefs visor on, always been representing.
That was the beginning, man. That was back in Vegas days. Yeah. You can't replicate that. That's something that doesn't exist anymore. No. I mean, we picked that really. Like a lot of fans, I will say, just from my knowledge view or point, whatever. A lot of people revere that as the best monster truck show of all time, like content wise, like the front flip and all the other action stuff.
Insane. Yeah,
it was. Yeah, and I mean the whole show itself. I would probably stand by and say it is the best show of all time, objectively. And so it is pretty convenient that is the first time we met in person. We got to experience the best monster truck event ever. That's like when you gave up. That's kind of that was before I really took off with the trucks. So it's pretty interesting how that was the event that kind of started it all for us, like meeting and stuff. And now here we are.
Yeah, man, we go back pretty far, but that photo is hilarious. Just like we both kids in there and just first time meeting, enjoying life. But yeah, you recently announced your retirement, but you've been to like 15 shows since then. So you want to kind of explain or walk through the decision to, I guess, kind of retire from the whole Monster Jam thing? And are you retiring YouTube as a whole, or are you going to keep doing content?
Okay, this is the first like public statement, I guess. So
here we go. I don't know how many people are gonna like actually hear it though, unless you're like, hey, go.
I might just clip this shit because I mean I've had so many people kind of like confused about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Literally, I'll sum it up like this: you said retirement. I never said retirement. I said quitting. Those are two different words. Everyone retirement's like a fancier version of quitting, right? You know, more respectable. Like, oh, I retired. It's like, no, I fucking quit. That's the whole point. Is I quit. So let me explain that for you. Is that it's not fun and it's not worth it. Those details I'll reveal on my own. But long story short, not fun, not worth it. Those are the only two things that should go into your life, really. So that's been going on for a while, and I've actually made this decision over 6 months ago. So I've known this since January, let's say, and I knew that this was going to be my last show. But like you said, I've been to 15 since, so that's kind of what I'm saying here is I'm not just going to stop going to monster truck shows. For years now, I've kind of used the monster truck shows as excuses to see friends, family, and vacation. So whenever those come up, I continue and plan to do that. It just so happened that the week I quit, the next week I went and saw P Wafer, you know Wafer.
Of course.
Side story. He's the guy that named Monster Jam Lord. He's one of my best friends I ever had, so that's whatever. But he lives in Minneapolis, so that's why I was at that St. Paul show, because we hung out the whole weekend and that was it. So that's it, like an excuse to go and see my friends, an excuse to go. I'm still going to do all the international shit, and that's, you know, obviously going to come out of my own pocket. I'm not looking at it like financially anymore. I'm looking at it like experiences, seeing friends, family. I'm going to Singapore in August, all on my own dime. You know, it's not cheap. And then I'll be in Australia for like a month. So like, I'm going and doing these things. I'm not going to be gone forever and going to quit. Everyone's kind of saying like, oh, he's going to fucking hang himself in his backyard. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm still going to be at the shows. But it's not my job. I don't make money from this starting that day. That day I posted that, I don't make money. It's not my job. I don't treat this like anything. I am unemployed, and that's why I have a beer in my hand talking to you on this Skype call or Discord, whatever it is. Yeah, that's the short explanation. Yeah,
so are you going to still put out YouTube content in the future?
No. I mean, Monster Jam's made it pretty clear that that's no longer welcome. So, you know, I kind of factored into this decision as well. Of course, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to act like you guys are stupid either. But I will not post really anything from them anymore, besides Instagram, because, you know, they tell you every show to post on Instagram and tag them. So, I mean, like, I guess I could still do that. Let you guys know where I am and where I'm having my enjoyable vacation at. But other than that, no, YouTube, Monster Jam, no. If I go to an independent show, which will be very few and far between, because I'm not really into this whole monster truck thing right now. When I do go to one, I will post that. And I mean, they all love me. Like every single independent promotion or even the teams themselves have always welcomed me. And whenever I shit on Monster Jam, do not think I'm shitting on those people, because those are the greatest people I've actually like met and known. They're all very family oriented, and that's kind of how it is in the trucks. So those people have always done a great job of taking care of me. I'm not shitting on them. And if I'm ever at one of their events, they welcome me to cover it, and I will cover it, and I will upload it for you guys. But I'm not going to treat it like it's some sort of obligation anymore.
Well, that leads into my next question. Is I was going to ask, when you go to the shows now, since you're not doing it on YouTube anymore, are you going to record the full things like you've been doing for the last 6-7 years, or are you just going to kind of sit back and enjoy it?
That's a great question. I mean, this is how I look at it now, where I don't know the exact number, but I've probably been around like 500 monster truck shows, like every company and everything, which is like a lot. And, you know, I really started covering all of them, like probably up until my like 15th show. So like when I got my first phone, right? So whenever I got my first phone, however old I was, I've recorded like every full show since then, just because I liked doing it. And then it became my job. But the way I see it now is I have I have the best monster truck archive by one person in human history, and that's undisputable. No one has more shows, more like it's just how it is. So the way I see it is like, if I go to a show and don't film it, I kind of taint my own not legacy, because that's fucking way too retarded to say. But I mean, I'm kind of tainting like how I see it in my head, where it's like, well, don't go be lazy and enjoy one. Just go film it, and then you have that for whatever the fuck reason. So that's kind of, it's not. I'm just gonna keep doing it. It doesn't hurt. I mean, like, I'm not gonna go to them for work. So if I'm gonna go enjoy them, I started this by enjoying filming them. So I'm gonna be enjoying filming them. Hopefully,
You're right. Well, when you announced, I think it was like a week or two ago now, that you were quote unquote quitting the YouTube and all that, I was disappointed to hear that you were pulling out of coming to Tampa in August, because I was gonna go with you to the Emily show. I've been, you've been to 500 Monster Jam shows. That's not very impressive, because I've been to it like at least 5, I think now. So
it's like 100. Yeah, I know. I need to step up my game.
I know, right? But of all of those, I've never been to an arena show. That's something as a kid I always wanted to do, and I feel like now that in my adult life, it's still like something I want to do to say I did. So that was gonna be my excuse to go watch with you, see it in Tampa whenever you come. Obviously, if you wanted to come stay with me, do all that shit too. But and then going out and all that stuff too afterwards. That was a lot of fun last time you came in February or whatever. We went out to South Howard and got kicked out of the bar. That was a lot of fun too.
that's why I go out still. Like, the only memories I have from this year wasn't from going to a show. It was from whatever I did that was outside of it. And that's my favorite part of traveling. So don't think I'm not going to go to Tampa ever again. It's not happening this year. I mean, so to be frank, I mean, I kind of have something going on that weekend anyways. It's like a family thing. So that I probably wasn't coming anyways. But 2026, I mean, the way I see next year, I'm not going to be out every weekend. I will probably be home most weekends, working from my home, doing my plans. So once that comes to fruition, I can just come to Tampa Arena next year, and then we spend 2 weeks out there and fucking, get whatever or something. Well, you can't do that. You have a girlfriend, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I give you full permission to do whatever you need to do.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can stay at your house and do it on the side, and that works. Never needed a roof over my head for that. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's like I mean, realistically, I could we'll probably plan that next year. I'll probably come out and I'll be out there a week. So
it's just that. It sounds fun.
Yeah.
And, Tampa's always developing too. There's always new shit built. There's always new stuff to do as well. Like there's always gonna be something like to do that didn't exist last time you came. It's like one of the fastest growing cities in the fucking in the country. It's crazy, but
and not to ass kiss, but I do love it. Like, Tampa's one of my favorite spots, and I mean, out of all the cities in Florida, it's like my favorite city because it's the middle ground. It's like the San Diego of California.
I absolutely agree.
Not too over there, not too stupid, not too shitty, not too homeless. It's like it's kind of the middle ground of Florida. So that's what I like about Tampa so much. It's very navigatable,
Doesn't have the popularity or the population of Miami or Jacksonville. It doesn't have the tourism crowds of Orlando. It's just kind of that perfect middle, I think. But no, it's a great city. There's a reason I've always been here. But next time you're in, obviously we'll plan something. Spend a week or two. I think it'll be a lot of fun. But I think I don't know, man. There's still like some places over in California and over on the West that I want to see. So obviously anytime I'm out there too, then I will obviously do something in that regard. Or I would assume so.
Someone who's unemployed. I have no job, so I have unlimited free time as of now.
Yeah.
So I mean, there you are. I mean, dude, like with my plans, they're YouTube sort of plans. That's all I'll say right now. But I'm really, if I can pull this off, which I mean, not before, I can work from home. So that means I have like infinite, unlimited ability. Right. It's kind of my plan right now. So,
well, I do want to get back out to San Diego as well. I want to get back to the Padres ballpark. I did last year, or I think it was last year. I published my official MLB ballpark rankings since I had completed the journey. I've been to all of them, and I put San Diego at number 1. I think it's the best in the league. only been there
I'll
once,
never
and
forget
that's
that.
another. What was that?
I won't forget that. I mean, I remember the first time you came and visited, we went, and you were like,
Mhm.
dude, this is the best one. And I'm like, you've been to fucking all of them. And I mean, you know, I take a lot of pride in San Diego. I love San Diego. I think it's probably the best city in the country, just for everything it's got. And having that respect from a Tropicana homer, it's pretty high honor, you know, because Tropicana, that's a revered field.
Yeah. Well, they just announced this week that they are the Rays just announced this week that they're selling the team, which is something that has been on the horizon for a while now. And I could go into that. I've gone into that several times. One of the biggest names, one of the biggest voices in Tampa is a radio show host, JP Peterson. I've done a couple of interviews with him on my channel regarding that whole stadium situation. I did an interview with him like 2 months ago about the whole thing, and now that it's all come to fruition this week, everything he told me on the stream or the podcast we did together 2 months ago was completely accurate. Like, he had all the insights, and now it's all being publicized by like the actual league and all that stuff, and the numbers are spot on. Everything he talked about with me 2 months ago is everything that got officially announced and revealed. Say, like, the price of the team, the sale cost, the person who was buying it, like, he had all the information. It was crazy, and I was honored to be able to host him on my channel. It's like a big thing for me, but he's been one of the biggest voices in that whole thing. But yeah, I think they're currently renovating the roof right now. As we know, it got destroyed by a hurricane last fall, and they've been playing in the Yankees spring training park in Tampa, right next to Raymond James Stadium this season, and they are anticipating the roof being rebuilt at Tropicana for next season. But this new owner and his other businessmen that are part of his ownership group have expressed interest in building a new, and this is from JP Peterson. This hasn't come publicly yet, but it did come from JP Peterson, who's reported. He's been spot on with everything. This new ownership group wants to build a Las Vegas Sphere-like complex for the Rays and have it in Tampa. And so I think if that and this new ownership group has a hell of a lot more money than the current owner does. So I think it's going to get done. I think you'll be seeing a new Rays stadium in Tampa, whether that's Ybor City or the fairgrounds next to the casino. I think you will see a new Rays stadium. It'll be a crazy cool complex. I think it'll be done by the end of this decade or at the start of next decade. I'm really looking forward to it. But that's big news that's come out of that. I love the Trop, growing up in that stadium, but it's a shithole. You can't deny it. It's a shithole. But talking about the San Diego stadium, that's another vlog of mine that you did have a feature in. That's 4 videos on my channel now that I can recall.
I thought you said it was 2, now it's 4, man.
It keeps coming back to memory. I thought it was like the Monster Jam vlogs, and then now the football vlog, and then the baseball vlog too. This will be number 5. That we're currently recording appearance number 5, but yeah,
it'll be 7 by the next hour.
Yeah, right. It'll be I'll keep remembering things, but no, it's definitely a stadium that you'll have to come check out once it's done, because it will get built. I know Raymond James Stadium, where the Bucks play. I know you've been there for several Monster Jam shows. That lease is ending in 2 seasons with the county, so the Bucks are going to be demanding some crazy renovations to that stadium as well. I think by the end of this decade, you'll see a completely revamped, basically brand new Raymond James Stadium as well. There's a lot of shit being built in Tampa right now, including the new USF football stadium as well on campus. Way overdue. Maybe they may even do some events there in the future. I don't know, but a lot of shit happening in Tampa. But aside from that, the whole reason I'm doing this whole podcast, I know I talked to you separately on that on a FaceTime call a few weeks ago, but starting a podcast, I did my first episode. It's coming out on Friday with Giant Steiner Stubbs Sharks, another guy who I've known for a long time. He lives in California as well. I've met up with him a few times in the past. We've done all kinds of videos in the past, but I had him on the first podcast, and we kind of just talked about interests other than sports. That's why it's called the Offseason podcast. I don't really want it to be entirely sports oriented because my whole damn channel is sports. I think it's nice to talk to people about real life and life experiences and not just what you are creating content for. So
Exactly.
that's kind of the whole idea of this podcast and why it's called the Offseason podcast. I love sports. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be talking about it 24/7. So
No, yeah, I feel the same way, man. That
yeah.
sort of what
So
I'm thinking as well. Yeah.
so you're really the only other quote unquote YouTuber that I'm pretty good friends with. Oh, I mean, pretty good. We're good friends.
Fucking piece of shit, dude.
You're all right, I guess.
Podcast bullies me. What a piece of crap.
You're all right, man. You're all right. No.
But you're saying.
But no, I mean, episode 2, it had to be another YouTuber, a guy that understands, another guy that I'm sure wants to talk about anything other than what he creates content for.
Yeah.
So
that's something I'd struggled with for a very long time is my audience, is a niche. So like most YouTubers always fall into this category where your audience only wants to see what they want to see. And that might, that's not, again, I'm not saying my core audience, it's your audience as a whole. So this applies to every company, every sport, every entertainment field of all time right now is what I'm saying is it's not just me. It's not just you. It's everything. You have your core audience, you have your general audience. So generally your general audience is bigger, and that is who you cater to. And a lot of those fans have no interest in hearing me, seeing me, or anything I think about.
yeah.
So that is kind of where I played my content into for years, was I just gave the people what they wanted, which was not me at all. And the way I see it now is after living it for a while and putting out that content, it's like I could really only do that so long and get bored,
Yeah.
So I have ideas to kind of switch that up and maybe market myself in more ways and get myself more out there and actually do things I want to do. Because I remember when I started YouTube 10 years ago, well, I mean, I've had plenty more YouTube channels before MonsterTruckLord, but this one's been around for 10 years. 10 years ago with this channel, I started with something I wanted to do, and it kind of ended 10 years ago as just like, suffering. You can put it however you want. But yeah, it's not really something I enjoy anymore, and it's kind of been the same thing generally for a long time. So I want to switch things up as well and give you guys something more entertaining, something more apt, something that the real fans of mine actually do want to see, because the real fans, they do care and they do notice. And I think they would enjoy what I have to offer and what my plans are, but we'll see. I don't think it would really catch on to the whole audience I have now, but it'll be a niche thing and it'd be for fun, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, I've always thought that, if you're going to do a YouTube channel, you should do something that you enjoy doing, and otherwise you're going to drive yourself fucking crazy. But that's kind of the thing with me, is I've always enjoyed what I'm putting out there. And one of the things that I've been doing for a while now is the vlogs, and that's one of my favorite things to do. I think I was telling Casey on the first podcast, is like, when it comes to the future of my channel, like when I do all these sports recaps, I don't really even enjoy that anymore. I enjoyed it for a while, but in that sense, like I'm not, it almost feels like an obligation, because that's like why people follow me. They want to hear my opinions on games and stuff. Not like when I have to sit down and edit it. Like, yeah, it's fun to set my camera up and say, oh yeah, the refs pissed me off, or like that was a bullshit ending.
It's fun to sit there and film the show and
but then you gotta edit it.
But it goes so much deeper than editing it. It's fucking everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, you know it on your scale, but then there also is my scale of things as well. And then there's politics, and there's so much greed and social issues involved as well. And it's just such a drain where there's so much that you would never even imagine. Like, especially from where we started. Like, remember how we're just playing with goddamn Hot Wheels on the fucking carpet? Like, you're fucking 6 years old or 16, however old, 13, and you have your fucking Hot Wheels and you put them on the track and they go, woo! That turned into like so much more than I ever could have ever handled, especially as one man. Because I've always taken pride in it being a one-man operation. I've never had an ounce of help besides like my buddies driving me to the airport. Besides that, everything else has been pretty self-made. And that kind of it builds over a while. Lots of stress until you get to a point where it's like, it's just not. I just can't.
Yeah, no.
I just can't.
I like sitting there and making the videos just like you, but in my case, I got to sit down and edit them. And if I ramble too long, I'm unedited. I've got a 35-40 minute long game recap video on a Chiefs game, and I edit it down to maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Yeah. And it's just like when you have to sit down and edit it for every game, it becomes too much, and to the point where I don't even really enjoy doing it. That's like the vlogs that I make are really the only videos that I make that are like fun to sit down and edit, because I'm like, all right, what effects can I put into this? How can I make this fun?
Well, exactly. Yeah. I feel the same way, dude. I mean, obviously my content is rinse repeat. That's no fucking surprise. Like, if you're surprised by that, I'm sorry. It's been pretty clear. I go to the show, I film it, I have my reactions, and then the clips are, every week it's the same reels in the same style. It's the same YouTube video, whatever it's been over the years. And the fun I have in that is when I get that opportunity to, like, I did that ride truck with Dennis Anderson years ago, and that was one of my favorite videos. A good example is a couple of months ago. I don't even think you know this. I was at a show. I was invited by the company. They're a really cool company. I'll shout them out. Monster Truck Insanity Tour. They are my favorite monster truck company right now. They have a very good production. So they invited me out to like their biggest show. They had like a whole creators summit where they invited me and a couple other YouTubers, and very few of us showed up, but those are the ones that cared, and those are the ones that they treated right, and they showed it where they showed us how much it meant to them that we were there, and I'd never felt that in my life.
Yeah.
God, I did a Trump digression. I forgot where I started. What was your first question?
It wasn't more. It was more of like a having an enjoyment in the whole video process. Yeah.
See, the beers are going down too good. It's my fault. I had to stop the flow for that. What I was saying is that started that reignited my flame for like, oh shit, I'm kind of like welcomed and appreciated. It's something I hadn't really felt at that point, up until that point. And this is what I was saying, was I did a video there backstage, and they said like, oh, hey, you have like 3-4 hours to just kind of fuck around and do whatever you want to do. We had, a couple hours before the show. So, we're all just backstage, the guys are working on their trucks, and then me and the other YouTube guys were just hanging out, talking. And I just had an idea. I was like, oh, I want to do like a video on Bigfoot, because Bigfoot was there. And, so I was like, I want to do a video on Bigfoot and just kind of like, show it off, do like a little 2-minute video and just kind of film it, say, hey, this is Bigfoot. Here's the driver and this is the truck. And it was just an idea I had in the moment. And then I went up to the guy. His name's Josh Baumgartner. He owns the truck, and then he leases the Bigfoot name from the company. So I just went up to him. I was like, hey, can I just do like a little video where you showcase Bigfoot and then you like let me start it at the end? Because come on, starting Bigfoot, you can't take that away from anyone.
That's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. So I had the idea, and then he was like, hell yeah. And I mean, I literally just winged it. Like, just, hey, tell me about it. How big is it? What are the tires like? Fucking it's blue and shit. And then he, was great. He just winged it himself. And I threw the video together in like half an hour, and it's like a 2-minute video. And that's one of like the proudest moments I'd ever had, where, I mean, it just came out like it's obviously like an amateur Instagram 2-minute showcase, but I mean, it was, I was proud of how much better it came out than I thought it would. And that's kind of literally the whole fucking 10 minutes I've been digressing. What I was saying was, that's what I take pride in now. I take pride in that content.
Yeah.
I take pride in that content where it's like, wow, it's like, I actually am proud of what I did here. It's not like I could do the same thing for 5 years and it's rinse repeat. It's like, oh, well, I know I do it well, but it's like, it's rinse repeat. I'm not impressing myself. So what I was saying is that little 2-minute video, I impressed myself and did more than I expected out of it. And, the driver, he told me after, he like thought it was great and stuff. So like everyone, it was great. It was fucking, terrific. And I hadn't felt any pride in a single other goddamn video I put out this year. And that was one I just wanted to do because I was backstage for fun. The rest of the trips I've done, which total to a lot of money and a lot of time, I've been away from home more days than I've been home this year. And then I don't remember anything I've done, or I don't like value anything I've done at the shows, filming them. It was literally just that one little 2-minute thing that kind of kept me going for the past 8 months or however long. So that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've gotta go find stuff that you take pride in doing, just to have a little break from the standard, I suppose. But I mean, speaking of videos, this is just coming back to my mind now. Do you remember the time that I sent you a letter in the mail and you unboxed it on video, and I had a penny duct taped about 15 times?
Hell yeah. I saved every single one of those videos. None of them are public now. They're all deleted.
Well, yeah, of course.
But before they were deleted, they were all downloaded. So anything, like, remember the Race Crews videos? All that shit. All that shit is still saved.
I just like now having a flashback of like watching, because I didn't see your reaction to it until you had uploaded it to YouTube, and me watching your video was like my first time seeing that. I'm just like, it probably took 7 or 8 minutes for you to get the penny in the middle of the. Or no, it wasn't a penny. It was just a little note that said hi, wasn't it?
It was like like the hi was wrapped around the penny. I think it was.
I think it was just a note that said hi. And then I sent you another one with a penny in the middle, and when you saw the second one, you just went and threw it in the trash can. You didn't even, and I was like, dude, there's a penny in there, and you're like, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I think that's the story. Yeah, we got the video. We can fucking review it anytime.
That's
see what really happened.
I kind of want to rewatch that sometime. Next time you're in Tampa, bring it with you. Put on a flash drive or whatever.
In San Diego, I got the whole hard drive sitting right in my asshole, so we can put that whenever you want.
I'd be down. That's a funny flashback. I haven't seen that since I was about 13 years old. But
that's stuff I don't think about anymore. Like like that era. I mean, it's been 10 years since like that was. When you quit like 2017, so I mean, it's been like 8 years really since you'd been doing any truck or toy YouTube, and since I've been doing it. So it's just so like I don't think about that anymore. You know what I mean? Where like every 6 months I'll get like a little flashback, and I'll be like, holy fuck, that was so different than what goes on today.
Different times, man.
Very different. Yeah.
It was
I mean,
simpler.
whatever it is, like, I mean, just the content I put out, like, because I mean, I'd always been a free thinker, if you could put it that way. So my content was just, it was terrible, but that was the point. And looking back, like it's like, wow, it's just what great times they were, I don't think about it a whole lot anymore.
Simpler. We were kids, there's no stress, no responsibilities. It was just like do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Financial incentive, or there's no mortgage or anything. It's all just, you're fucking around. There's this video I had. This isn't very PG, but there's like a dead lizard outside, and I'm a kid. So I got like these tongs and picked it up and threw it in the trash can. I filmed just taking care of business. Filmed it, and that's just something that I'd never done in 10 years, and then just that kind of led to all this. Now it's just an interesting path that God has led me on all these years.
It's a weird butterfly effect. You do one thing and then it can lead to something insanely different.
Yeah, I know. It leads to places that you can never imagine. Especially all the travel and stuff. Something. When we first met, I never cared about travel.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, remember we talk about it. Like, I never had any interest in it. But
I specifically remember you saying, I don't need to see it. There's photos on Google.
And that's 100% retarded. That was like, looking back, like, I'm an idiot. So doing this and just, it started like really during COVID is when I started. So like right after COVID is when it picked up. So obviously the US is where they start up again. So I see pretty much most of the US in 1 year. And it's like, wow, there's so many different places than San Diego and Florida and Texas, like the only 3 places I've ever been. And, seeing the other ones, I was like, well, that's interesting. That's cool. I started getting a little more, into it. And then, 4 or 5 years later, now I've been to like Dubai multiple times, and we're going to Singapore next month. And then I've been to Australia a lot, and seeing all these corners of the world. Like, I've met like one of my like women interests in South America, and like all those things add up. And it's like, that's what this is all about. Like, it's not about filming monster trucks. It's like, no, this is like what I'm gonna take from it. I've just, my vocabulary that I use is directly from traveling. It's from being in that mindset from all those years.
Yeah.
Earning all those experiences, all those things that you just like will never get here, and you'll never understand sitting on your ass at home and living in fucking, Nebraska your whole life or something. There's just things you'll never understand from not seeing other corners of the world.
Yeah.
It's something I never knew because I never traveled. I didn't do shit. When I was a kid, I never did shit. So once I started doing shit on my own, that's when I figured out that is it's not even the whole side of life. It's probably the main side of life. That's what you should be doing. You should be always entertaining whatever city you're in, experiencing, no matter how fucking shitty it is. If you go to fucking like San Bernardino for a weekend because you're there for work, you should enjoy it because you can. Yeah, that's just how I see it now. And obviously all the other countries, that's the best part. Oh, there it is.
Let's talk about philosophy for a second.
Wow, there we go. Here we just finished, and now we're talking about philosophy. So let's fucking get it.
So, I guess
Okay.
What do you think? Think about it. What do you think is the key to a happy life?
Oh shit!
Fucking, and you can't say beer.
Yeah, well, it's a cheap answer, I know. Well, okay. If you want to get into something like this, let's do it. Fucking my past couple years, well, longer than that. So really, honestly, since before I took this full time, so that's over 5 years ago. I'd had this mentality of just, from the YouTube standpoint, where I see what YouTube can do. For years, it was a hobby for like 5 years before I ever turned it into my job. So that hobby, I made, let's say, $100 every like 2 months. You know that deal. And my first success I made was a paycheck, and it was like, a paycheck that your average McDonald's worker would make. So I made, $100 every 2 months to like working a full-time job at some shitty place. And I saw that paycheck increase, and I was like, well, I'm going to fucking roll with it. So I took anything I made and, everything, especially at that time, and put it into going to more trips. I had this mega plan in 2019 October. They have like 4 weekends of shows in a row, and they're like big shows. So I went to those, and I went to every one, and I paid for every one out of my own pocket from the money I'd saved from my first virality. And then that started this becoming full time. So long story short, I'm going into a lot of digression. From that start, there was a lot of passion the first couple of years, and the financial incentive, especially as a business owner, I am very hard on myself. I'm harder on myself than anyone I've ever met as it comes to like workload and, being lazy and shit. I'll put myself through that. But that does not lead to a happy life. Is what I'm saying is I realized that a little late, where it hasn't been happy for a long time, for a couple of years of keeping that financial incentive and financial dream alive. That really only led to, not to get too dark, but to very dark thoughts, if you know what I'm saying. And, a lot of unfortunate situations, like mental health things, like legitimately, where I'll be just a side note is I never really understood mental health until I took this full time. And I always thought it was kind of a scam, but now I understand it is a very real thing. And, that is really the kicker of, if it starts affecting your mental health and like you waking up in the morning every day, then you should probably get away from that, no matter what the incentive is. I mean, like, look at like dumb example, but Elon Musk, right? So it's the first rich guy I can think of. But if you're that rich and you do that many things, like you run like a space company and a fucking ultra big car company, and just, that's the example I'm using right now. It's pick any fucking millionaire, billionaire, or fucking small business owner like me. You have a very big undertaking. You have a lot on your plate. You have way more to deal with than anyone understands, especially if you're a one-man operation. That has to be exaggerated very hard. And that will lead to really very, very, very dark things if you're not on top of it. It'll lead to a lot of stress, primarily. So that's another reason why 6 months ago I decided I need to get out, because just whatever it was, 10, 20, 50 things that are very stressful, it just became too much, where it's not fun. So that was kind of, to answer your question, the key to a happy life is don't drive yourself for the bag. It sounds stupid. I always thought that look at the money, look at success, look at future, and you'll be happy in the long run, which is very true. I mean, with all the work I'd put in, and when I'm 35, I'll be completely satisfied with 5 years of like suicidal thoughts. That's a joke. But really going through it is rough, though. It's very rough. You need a balance. The key to a happy life is balance. I don't balance. Don't take my advice, because I do not balance. Look at someone more like Wayne, Avengers Racing. He has a very good outlook on balance. He's one of my best friends. You've met him. He lives in Tampa as well. He has a very good outlook on balance, and he's someone I can always like talk to about that, where he explains, like sometimes he'll take a couple weeks at home and sort out what he has to do at home. And those are, something like that sounds very simply put by me, but it's not something I applied to my life. And it affects every little detail, and he's someone who's mastered it. I do not have that balance. Balance is the key. It sounds very generic, very fucking yin and yang bullshit, retard, insane, but it's true. Balance is key. That'll keep you going because you need that balance of driving yourself hard, but you also need that balance of like, okay, I need to rest because I've worked for 80 weeks in a row. You know, so that will catch up if you're not balancing.
It's a good outlook. It is. It's a good way to look at it. Better answer than I could have given personally.
What would you have said?
Shit, man, I have to think about it. I don't know. Money, no.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Doing things that make you happy. You know, like even little things. If it's like a look, you're having a rough day or you're feeling unproductive, like fucking go lift weights or something. You know, get in the gym, do like a 30-minute treadmill walk, listen to some music you like, listen to a podcast you like, go for a drive without a destination, just to roll the window down, feel the air. I don't know, man. Something that just puts you at ease up here, you know? I'd say something like that. I've found myself doing that in the past where it's like, let's fucking hop in the car and put on some music that makes me let go and have the window down. You know, if you feel the maybe not so much Florida summer, but you know, in the fall or something, you got the breeze. It's nice, about the most perfect temperature you could ask for. Some stupid shit like that. Walk around Target. I don't know. Like just do little things that don't that make you it puts your mind at ease is basically what I'm trying to say. You know?
No, and that is very true. I mean, that's something again, I was saying I'm very hard on myself, so it's like I really don't take a lot of breaks, and like regardless if I'm home or not, like I'm probably working in some way or not. You know, if it's not in my business and it's at home and putting work in at home, like I really don't rest a whole lot. Yeah. And that's something that over the past year I really realized because it's been going on for about 5. And not taking that time for yourself or time to like actually get your real shit done. Like, I mean, you could be so focused with your work and your job that you're not getting your bills paid. You know, it sounds pretty stupid because it's like, oh, you're working. Shouldn't you be making money? But it's like, no, I'm not sitting at home and like typing out my info on the bill. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying, where you need that balance of enjoyment with also responsibility, because responsibility never dies. As soon as your parents die, responsibility is key. Maybe a little exaggerated, but
I understand.
You know, you need to get things done as a baseline to be alive for the rest of your life. And someone in my position has a lot of things to get done, like legally, like on a company side or on a business side, and that is an undertaking itself, as well as the full-time job of like the actual work. And then you're balancing those two for years. So for years my time was only focused on owning a business and then being the only employee of the business, which is basically like 6 to 10 jobs. So then you have no time to do anything you want, like at all, and more importantly, anything you need. Because I actually will be honest, I did make a lot of time for myself in that time, where it's my own schedule at the end of the day. So during the week, I would have time to spend with friends or do any other thing I would want to do, because I'm not working 4 days out of the week or 3 days out of the week. But I'm never thinking about what I need to do, because you have to do your job responsibilities. Those are obviously number 1 and 2. And then you have what you want to do, which is number 3. And then 4th is what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? That's how life works. So what you need to do will always come last over what you want to do and what you like have to do Or excuse me, I worded it wrong. Need, then want, then have.
Yes.
That's how it should have been worded. Need is obviously first. So what you have to do it's, playing with language. That's what you should do. Like, I fly on planes very often. I do not take care of my body in really any way. So I don't like eat well. I obviously drink well. But I don't like exercise a whole lot. I mean, the past month I've been kind of exercising, but that's the first time in my whole life. So it doesn't really count. But what I'm saying is that's what you have to do. What you have to do to be a responsible adult, take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your health. And that will always come last if you're focusing primarily on work or business or personal gain, whatever the fuck you can apply to anything, right? But the balance, the key to life is doing what you have to do. Doing like I could really use a chiropractor. This is something people probably just don't think about. But being on a plane is just like not generally comfortable. And so like I kind of take more flights than like anyone else I know. So I've noticed over the years, if I lay flat in a bed, that if I lay my ass and legs flat, my shoulders and back are tilted. And if I lay my back flat, then my ass and legs are tilted. That's probably not normal for a 23-year-old young boy.
No.
So I need to see somebody. That's something I have to do. It's not something I need to do because I need to file taxes. I need to file California reports, right? So I need to do. But what I have to do is get my fucking body checked out. Something I've never done once. There's a lot of just that shit that will get pushed away, pushed to the side that you'll never waste time on because you're too busy working. And that's my main problem. You need balance if you want to be happy. You need balance.
Well, you've worked harder than most people that I've met when it comes to the YouTube thing. You're constantly traveling. I know you rarely have free time, basically. I don't know how many phone calls or FaceTime calls on average you and I have a year in, say, 2018 versus now. It probably went from 100 to maybe like 10,
Well, it was probably fucking 300 to 10.
Probably.
And that ain't you, dude. That's everybody.
Right.
Like,
no, of course.
Like, I don't talk to anyone. That's like another principle of my life is, I mean, like, the only person that when I see their text, I like am instantly attentive is my father. That's the only person I have like unlimited allegiance to. So, I mean, if you have like a call or a text, and I mean, like, I probably won't see it right away anyways. I mean, fucking all the times I respond to him, it's like usually a couple hours late. And that's the guy I respond to the quickest. It's like, I don't have like a social life. I don't have like, I mean, like my social life is like my friends at home when I see them. And then anyone I could see when I'm out, like Wafer, I haven't seen him in a year and a half. We haven't talked in a year and a half. You know what I mean? It's it's anybody, everybody.
Oh,
it's just,
of course.
It's all work. My life is all work. So,
it's not like the dynamic changes when we do see each other and any of that. Like you come to Tampa once or twice a year, and it's like we've been hanging out for the last 20 years. It's like nothing changes.
That's something I'm so proud that came true because I always heard that when I was a kid, like, oh, when men get together, nothing changes. But you're a teenager, and then like homo stuff, and it's all just like lame, and then friends leave, whatever. But it's like now that we're all old, like we're 23, it's like. Oh, it's like I know who's like my circle. Like, Wafer's never gonna fucking fall off. Like, we're always gonna be the same. You and I are always gonna be the same. Anyone else in that category is always gonna be the same. You know what I mean? Where it's like the fact that you're past that is such a fucking blessing. I remember being in high school. Everyone's a fucking tard trying to start shit over nothing. trying to start fights, trying to upset you. It's like, fucking fuck off.
The never-ending drive for attention and validation, I suppose. But no, when I talk about you being a busy guy, and maybe like I don't have a full-time job like you do, but it's the same thing with me where you don't feel like you really ever have free time to do anything. And when you do, it's like, what do you want to do? I mean, you just kind of want to sit down on your ass and not do anything, you know. And that's where the you want to do things kind of come last, because you finally have some free time, and then you don't really have the motivation to want to do the things you want to do because you just want to sit on your ass and scroll reels or whatever.
That's the difference. That's where my mental illness plays in, because your answer is what anybody else in my life would have said. But that's where it's different for me. Where for me, I've driven myself so hard. You know, if you want to fucking say I worked harder than anyone, that's your opinion. Fucking, but in my own head, how I think I've worked myself way harder than I can handle. Obviously, I'm handling it. But it changed me where there's like that rest doesn't occur anymore. I don't really sleep a whole lot. Dude, I woke up at like literally 2 days ago. I woke up at like 3 a.m. because that's what happens. So I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was up the entire day. I didn't sleep probably till like 1 or 2. And that whole day I just spent working on my house. And I mean, that was a day after I got back from Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So that day I got back from Minneapolis, I was drinking on the plane all day. So I fucking continued drinking when I got home. So that was like a nothing day. But then the next day I just woke up at 3 a.m., probably went to bed at like 11 or 12. So a couple hours of sleep, and just started working the whole day. And that's like, it's not like I'm trying to brag or something. It's like I'm trying to shit on myself. I'm trying to say that is a problem. Like that's kind of what our conversation's about.
Yeah.
Is that balance. That's where it's in my head too bad. Like I've driven myself too hard, and I put too much expectation on myself. Like I expect too much of myself and no rest. And that's just a byproduct of how I've treated my business all of these years, where I always treated it like, I mean, 2023, I didn't take a single weekend off. Every weekend that year I was at a show. And I think if you tallied it up, it was like about 80 weeks in a row, like close to that, of not missing a single weekend of work, and which means travel, and just upholding yourself to that standard for so long. And I mean, like, someone like me, like I don't ever want to back down or lesser my abilities, so I'm always going to push harder. But again, balance, that's where it kind of fucked me, where it's like I drove myself to a point where like I can't just like relax and sit there, because then I'll always be thinking about something that I should be doing or have to do. And that's kind of where it drives you insane. You know what I mean? But
yeah, of course. I've felt that at times, but I also do have lazy days as well, where I'm just kind of sitting on my ass and scrolling reels or something. That's another big problem in its own, is social media. Like I have to delete it from time to time just to like get a mental refresh, or else you're just gonna be sucked in for the whole day, and it's gonna make you feel like a lazy piece of shit. Yeah.
You remember my shit? Like, I'm not a social media guy. I don't like enjoy. Well, now it's like there's no choice. I mean, regardless of 10 years ago or now, there's no choice. Like, regardless if I did Monster Jam Lord, I would still have an Instagram and be on it every day today. But what I'm saying is 10 years ago, I was not a social media person. I didn't have a fucking Facebook. I didn't have an Instagram. I didn't have any of that. It was not my thing. The only reason why I made like all of those was because I had that YouTube for fun. And then that all bleeds into each other and takes itself from there.
Yeah.
But I like, dude, I have like, my work Instagram and I have my personal Instagram. I don't open that personal Instagram ever. The only time I'll ever open it is when I have like a cool trip I went on and I want to post pictures, and then I'll
Mm-hmm.
post it and I won't open it again for 6 months. Where I'm on Instagram every day primarily because it's my goddamn job. So
Yeah.
I'm checking my socials, I'm checking my views, I'm checking engagement, and then that's what gets
Mm-hmm.
me to scroll every day is having to be on the app. But I mean, if it wasn't my job, I would not be on those fucking apps at all.
Yeah, it's a problem. I applaud you for being able to, stay as far away. But yeah, it's bad, man. It keeps progressing too, especially with like the AI being able to read like your emotions when you're viewing certain things, and they can push that to your algorithm, keep you sucked in. You got to always remember, if it's free, you are the product. That is the way that it should
That's
always be
life.
looked at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 100% life.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy how social media just keeps getting worse and worse as far as like just sucking you in, like to the point where you're basically wasting your life away. And I've felt it at times. It's gotten too much. I've had one too many days where, I'll be on Instagram for 2-3 hours just scrolling reels or on Twitter going down the feed, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? And then that's when I realized, all right, I'm gonna take like a week off, just delete everything and do something that's not that. That's like the most unproductive thing you could do. And yeah, I mean, obviously you'll come across funny content that'll make you laugh, but that's just it. That's the peak of it. That's like the best thing you're gonna get out of it is seeing stuff that's gonna make you laugh or something that's gonna entertain you. It's not worth
Yeah.
spending hours scrolling it every day. So yeah, I mean, it's just that's another big problem. The one that I've personally had, but I feel like I've gotten a little better over the year with that.
That's part of it too, is I mean, like keeping yourself like something I actually enjoy. I remember like it's been the past 8-10 years is when we as a human race started acknowledging social media algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
You know how like that is a thing, obviously. So when you are on Instagram, it's tailored to your account. So based on what you
Mm-hmm.
like, what you view, if you don't like the post, if you're watching some other post and you're too scared to hit the like button, then they read that and they'll measure that over your like on some other post you don't give a shit about. So like, it's all tailored to you, and you have no ifs and buts about it. Like you don't have a choice. Like it is for you. So I do appreciate that, because I remember, 8-10 years ago, you'd open Instagram, and I mean, like, you knowing me, it's like they show me some like Hello Kitty parade, and I'm like, don't show me the fucking Hello Kitty parade. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, when I open Instagram, like we were saying off air, it's all stuff I want to see. You know what I mean? And that is only a product of the time. Where when I see Instagram and I open it and I do enjoy it, it's really all tailored to what I view. And I do enjoy that a lot about the social media landscape these days, because I mean, it is invasive for sure. Like all of that, I mean, it's too late. You can't get around that invasive
Mm-hmm.
privacy stuff. There's, especially with AI, it's all over.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no chance. But if they can give you those benefits of like tailoring specific content to you and showing you what your algorithm is and what you should be watching, then so be it, man. That's better than going on Instagram 5 years ago, because 5 years ago they would only show me what they were putting out. You remember
Yeah.
that? Like, you remember
Yeah.
how all social media, like you open Facebook, they would show all Facebook users the same post.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not like that anymore, honestly. Like I don't
No.
see anything I don't like. And that's on Instagram. Instagram's not
Yeah.
like, it's not how I think. But when I open Instagram, I really only see what I like now, honestly. So that's actually a good thing. I think that's been a product of the times. I think that actually has changed for the better in social media.
It's an interesting take. I think a lot of people would disagree with that, including myself. But it's crazy how desensitized humans come to this type of stuff. Like, let's take remember when the iPhones just a few short years ago had the touch to unlock, like with your fingerprints. Now, how many
Yeah.
people were against that when that first came out? Oh my God, that's an invasion of our
I
privacy.
I to this day have never set that up because I'm still against it.
Yeah, well, now do you have the face
Nope,
recognition set up?
I don't.
Really?
Nope, I don't.
Really? You're like the only dude I know that that's crazy. Well, the point is, like,
1776.
that's fucking crazy. But it's crazy how desensitized humans can get. Like within a year of not even a year of the Touch ID being a thing, it's just normal. Everybody does it. Nobody thinks twice
Yep.
about it. And then Face ID thing, now everybody does it. Doesn't matter. And then now it is social media algorithms. Your phone camera reads your, like, it literally reads your expressions to some posts. That's how they form your algorithm. It's not just what you like or comment on. It's your phone camera. I believe it takes pictures of you every like 10 seconds or so. That's why this thing is like when you do the Face ID recognition to unlock your phone, that's why it can unlock it even if you have sunglasses on, because it's taken those photos of you without you even realizing it, and it knows
you. It knows who you are. And I mean, with traveling too, I mean, going through fucking other countries, like just a couple of years ago, they introduced you, like you literally board an international flight with your face. You don't even show them your boarding pass or passport.
Yeah.
You literally walk to the fucking Amsterdam flight with your face and your passport in your hand, like this. And then you're on the plane, and I'm like, okay, so you know where I'm sitting. You know that I got through security. You know who I am just based on me growing a beard or a mustache or my hair out. And then, it's too much. And I mean, like, if that's already public in 2025, that means they had this 50 years ago, and they've been doing it for 50 years, at least. You know what I'm saying? So, like, imagine what is going on now that we have no idea about.
I imagine that it's all AI oriented. I feel like a lot of it's got to be, and it makes you wonder, because you see how much AI has progressed in just the last 3-4 years.
They've had it for way too long, and they've known it for because the only reason why it's public now is because they've mastered it, so they know it. So, and that's China, Russia, US, fucking everyone. Everyone's figured this out, and they've all talked about it. I guarantee we've all been like, wait, hey, China, you got this weird, like, fucking AI thing that, like, knows everything? And then they're like, yeah, we do. I mean, they don't tell us every detail, but they're like, you know what I'm saying? And same we do with them, same they do, everyone. So, because the fact that it's public worldwide, we all have, as countries, mutual understanding of how this works, way beyond what any of you, me, or anyone else in high positions could even imagine. That's just how that works.
It's interesting when you look at movies like The Matrix. The whole idea of the movie was AI taking over the world, and this shit came out in the 90s. Hardly anybody in the 90s even knew or understood what AI or artificial intelligence even meant.
That's 30 years ago. It's not a long time.
Yeah, and it's like, if they could create a movie like that in the 90s and have it translate to 2025 so well, like the lingo they use, the vocabulary, the way that AI is talked about in the movie 30 years ago, and it so eerily resembles life in 2025, but it's crazy that they could make a whole movie about that 30 years ago, and humans had such a little understanding of what that even meant. I mean, computers were brand new when that movie came out. So how did they already know about all the AI shit?
I mean, the government had that shit way beyond when your average human did. So look at that. And I mean, you see all those examples where we have enough documented history at this point, especially as civilized nations, where you can see it as like they definitely hide so much from the people. Because think of, if you're not a fucking dimwit, I wouldn't tell anyone the best thing I have and how great it is if I own it. Yeah. So, and that's anybody. Fucking Africa's got something. China's got something. Who gives a shit? But we all got something, right? And that, well, the fact that it's public, and how good it is, I mean, like, you know, I've grown up in the social media age. You have too. So, like, we're kind of adapt to that stuff. Like, we can see an AI video and be like, oh, that's AI, opposed to like your average 70-year-old woman. But I have even been fooled at times where I'll see
Same.
something and I'll admit it, I'm not like, I've seen shit where it's like I'll watch it, I'll be like, no way. And then I'll watch it again, I'll be like, oh. And you know? And
It makes you
it,
wonder, you know, if
it's
that's the
like,
technology we have now. What?
well, exactly. And I'm saying that if normal people like or companies are doing that, then what has the government been doing for years? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, like, if you told me in 2025, fucking Trump said this, Obama said that, and then there's AI involved and it's public to everybody, what about 20 years ago when George Bush was president and he said this, and the government had that technology and never told anyone? So who would know? Right? So, I mean, it just makes you think, man. I mean, like, every new thing that comes out, you have to know that it's been discovered 100 years, if not 50, if not maybe a little less, before you were born. You know, you were never the first person to discover anything. It's always been done before you.
It makes you wonder what they have, like what government intelligence anywhere in the world, what kind of technology they have that we won't see for several more years. You know?
Or until we die. Imagine the shit they know that they won't reveal until we're dead.
Yeah.
That's something to think about too. I mean, with space travel, or, you know, I mean, like energy weapons, like I could go pretty deep into things like this. But there's so much they do not tell us about that they can get done. I mean, this piece of technology has been around for a while. One of my cousins actually was one of the innovators of the B-2 bomber. She was I think she was the first woman pilot of a B-2 bomber however many years ago. You can look her up. It's fucking whatever. But she, you know, having all that information public about the B-2 bomber itself, especially in the recent, you know, escapades, let's call it that. The fact that all of this stuff is public and you make knowledge about the bombs public and then what they can carry and their payloads and the vehicles themselves, the fact that all of this is public to the American person, and they claim these are our most advanced aircraft. It's like, I'm not retarded. You know, it's like, are you retarded? Because, like, if you're like describing your mission with your most advanced aircraft, with, you know, and it's public knowledge,
there's something better.
There is way much better that we can't, and it's stuff that it's obviously we don't know, but it's stuff we can't even imagine either. Like, that's what I think. It's stuff that we don't even think is possible. Like, is that what they know? And I'm not saying just us. I'm saying it's China. Or anyone. Anyone knows more than we do because we're just people. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what it trickles down to. We're the peasants of society, and then you have your elites that have all the information. Do you think that, okay, one, do you think aliens exist? B, do you think that any world government has intelligence on that?
Well, before I answer that Stonehenge conversation, by the way, remember that?
I remember that.
It's a joke. Well, see, this is pretty extensive topic. I don't really know. I'm not gonna say I know or not. I mean, obviously by chances, like, if you believe everything that you've been told about space and how it's infinite, then, I mean, why would there not be infinite opportunity for life? Like, it's just kind of just a basic chance thought. So yeah. But again, I mean, you know, actually pertaining to our Stonehenge conversation years ago, remember I tell you, I really don't subscribe to the whole story we've been told here on Earth. I don't think that like everything you learn in a textbook is what goes on. And there's could be plenty of reasons for why or why not, but I don't even really, I don't think it's like, oh, they're trying to lie to us. I think it's just that we don't know everything yet. Like, humans have a tendency over history to always think that they're right at every single point. So right now we think we're correct about gravity and space and all that. But and what it is, I mean, I'm not saying we're wrong about gravity and space. I'm saying we're wrong about everything. So because the whole theory about space is it's like, oh, it's infinite, it goes forever. It's like you gotta have something else to counter that. I don't know. I'm not just denying it out of those base reasons. Like, there's a lot more, I think, whatever, but I don't know. I at the base core of my values, I just think that we don't know everything, but we're always so quick to assume that we do. So that's why I don't, I'll believe what you say if, it's out there, but until it's wrong, I'll believe that thing that proves it right,
I think there's so much shit we don't know and that we'll never know. Like, why is life a thing? How is it possible? Where did space even come from? The idea that it's just always existed. There's no beginning. It's just always existed. That's beyond our human comprehension. And
and that's where it gets stupid, It's got to be something more to it,
right. And one of my questions that I've had recently is like, how is every planet that we've discovered, like every mega planet we've discovered, perfectly rounded, including our own? Like, isn't that just a little weird how they're just perfectly rounded?
Yeah, I mean, and you could get all religious or political with it, and I mean,
You could.
I think at the end of the day, in my own view, that whatever God is, he's there. So if he is a thing or he is just him, I'm not saying he's a person. I'm saying he is.
There's a creator. There's a higher power thing.
That's kind of how I see it. I mean, just based off a lot of like by chance circumstances, and there's a lot of things you just can't explain without the existence of like something that created this for you, whether it be God in the robe and shit, or it be just life itself. This is God. Like, I kind of view life kind of like that, where life itself is the concept of God. That's kind of how I view things, where you going out, making your decisions, making your opportunities, that is the concept of God and being present. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it at a baseline, and I don't think that's any negative way to see it either. Where
not at all.
If I was supposed to, well, here, let me pull it out. If I'm supposed to be reading the Quran or something, or if I'm supposed to reading, fucking any other Bible or whatever, I mean, like, it's not really going to take away from the fact that I live my life virtuous. I try treating people around me nice. I don't try fucking anyone. Well, I try fucking very many people. I don't try to fuck over anyone. Be very specific.
Yeah, careful with your words there.
I know. I don't want to screw myself. Fuck myself either. So that's just how I see it. I kind of think my general opinion on God is kind of it is life. Like, life just kind of is God, and you'll be shown that through experiences, through things, through travel, through people,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's interesting. There's no right or wrong answer, no right or wrong religion.
Islam's the wrong answer. Islam's the wrong answer.
I won't comment on that. But what I will say is, like, when it comes to religion, and I'm not a religious person. I'm just not. I don't follow it extensively. But
Yeah.
it's very easy to see why it's a thing. I was just in Italy last month, and I was in Pompeii, and Pompeii's a very famous story. It's town in Italy, or town. It wasn't Italy back then. But, town, and fucking volcano erupted and wiped out basically the entire population, set the city into ruins. That volcano, before it exploded, didn't have an opening at the top. It was just a mountain. And those people didn't even know that volcanoes existed. They had no concept of a volcano. It's a mountain that exploded hot lava and killed them all one day. And it's like, if you're a human and you go through that way back then, how do you not sit there and think that there's a God fucking with you and doing that to you?
Exactly. I have to emergency piss right now.
Okay, I'll pop. So you look at now that he's back. So we look at an instance like Pompeii, where it's like you have such little technology. You're not very, like, these people didn't know shit, right? The average lifespan was 35, I think, because the water pipes had lead in them, and they didn't know what lead was, and the lead was shortening their lifespan. The average height of these people was like 5 foot, and
Yeah.
it's a volcano explodes on them one day and burns them all. It's like, how do you, if you're sitting there back then and you don't know anything about how the world works or what it is, how do you not think that there's a God? And that's why I think that you have so many religions. It's just, it derives from way back then, when you have no other thing to look to other than it must be a higher power. We're a lot more technologically advanced as a species now than we were back then. So now you're seeing a lot more, a bigger rise in atheism and other religions. Maybe it's all just coincidence. Maybe it's evolution. Maybe Big Bang, and it's all just one big coincidence, essentially, and as opposed to 2,000-3,000 years ago, when you're having volcanoes exploding on you and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, very true. I mean, I would argue that out of all these years we studied and done math and shit, or fucking science, whatever the deal is, is that there had been more proof that there is a God, because
there's an argument for that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's no proof for anything else, Yeah. Or when you prove religion, or good damn, that was not what I meant to say. That was retarded. I meant to say, what do you prove evolution? Or okay, if you prove that via statistics and facts, that doesn't disprove the existence of a higher power at all. It just proves that we evolved in things.
Yeah.
So that has literally zero to do with there being a Christ or not, or in this case, a God, a higher power.
Yeah.
And that's just another way how I see it, where it's like, I've seen, and it all comes down to personal shit, where most religions, and the reason why most people are in tune with them, is because they've had personal experiences they cannot explain. And I am one of those, where I have, I guess I was raised Catholic, whatever the deal, but I didn't really subscribe. But through my experiences in life, there's been plenty of opportunities that are like either shown through statistics or numbers or religion, God, that you cannot explain even on that statistical level, or excuse me, you cannot disprove on that statistical level, where you look at those statistics and you look at those facts, you look at that objective reality, and you're like, that just would never happen. And that, like, the chances of that are zero, without there being something kind of setting this all up for you and letting you unravel that journey, that story, that life. That's kind of another point to think about life, is that you're not just here doing your own thing. Like, there's kind of like lessons you're taught through the outside world, your parents, your family, traveling. There's things you learn over time that are taught through life, through God, like how I've been saying. God is life, life is God. Been plenty of things I've learned that are like life lessons I apply to this day that are so coincidental or so unexplainable that it has to be something that
Has to be something.
Yeah, and that's what I think. And that's been a kid who'd really struggled with religion through his upbringing. I mean, I already said a little bit, like my mom's dead and everything. You know that. I'd struggled for years trying to accept the whole God idea and the Catholicism or the fucking Christianity or the Muslim shit. Whatever the fuck it is. It's hard to kind of come to terms with that. But the way I'd had is that it is all a setup, and everyone around you, everything around you is building you up to you. And that's not just saying like, oh, I'm the main character. That's saying it's for everyone, where everyone's life is so intertwined, so intersected. Everything is for each other. The reason why we're doing this right now is for each other on a very small scale that widens to like why Donald Trump's president today. You know what I'm saying? It's like that fucking butterfly effect bullshit. You bring up that little fucking point. It literally is everything. Like that. That's life. That is everything. It's one little thing is everything now, and that's how I see it. It's like, and you can't really boil that all down to just chance. There has to be a little bit of Jesus in there as well.
Yeah, I wanted to. What you're kind of describing alludes a little bit to the egg theory. I don't know if you ever heard of the egg theory.
I have. We talked about it. Sure.
I think we did a while ago. So it's just for if anybody's still listening, an hour and 30 in.
It's still.
the egg theory, in short, proposes that every human who has ever lived or will live is the same single entity experiencing life through different reincarnations.
Exactly. Yes, I have heard of the. We've talked about this years ago.
Right. So we're basically one connected person, brain to brain, living out each life, every person, until you eventually, with every life, become a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better until you eventually yourself evolve into a god.
Yeah, and again, there's so many ways you could look at that. Where I'd first hearing that theory over 5 years ago or whatever, and I'd been entertaining the thought, is that, well, that kind of takes a lot out of the whole deal, like personally, where it's like, oh, well, if I'm just everyone's me, it's not really a whole lot going on. But then that kind of feeds into itself, where it's like, well, I mean, look at all these different people, and then we're all each other. I kind of think that theory is derived from more of like a special thing, like us being a species and us all being humans. We all recognize that we're all a populace and that we all should keep each other going just for the sake that we are a race. You know what I'm saying? I kind of think that's where that theory is derived from, because in just my own personal life, meeting different people, I mean, I guess we all, at the end of the day, we all could be God. I die in 80 years, right? And then I'm reborn as you, then you die, and then you're reborn as some like African slaves thing, And you know how it goes. Like that's like the egg theory. And then after that, you're born as some Chinese girl in 1500 BC, like that's the whole thing. Whether that is true or not, I mean, like it all could be derived where like, yeah, that's life, that's God. Maybe that's what happened. That's what it is. I kind of think of it more as there are billions, literally, of personalities. I don't think a lot of them are worth anything. I think a lot are kind of in the same view as like cattle, where there's billions, and I mean it, billions of people that really don't change a whole lot. They're just kind of on that follower scale. But then there are billions and millions of people who actually are on a different, whether it be IQ level or just awareness level of what's around them, just kind of seeing and looking around and being in tune with life. There's a lot more of those people, and those people do change things and get things done. I think those all are individual souls, maybe not the single God like we're saying. I think they're more of like their own thing, and just meeting those people and sharing those experiences with those people. It kind of exposes you into more of those experiences. Like, okay, I think there might be more than just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure I brought up to you the stoned ape theory as well. Do you know that one?
Oh, I've heard about that myself for years. Yes.
So the theory argues that the introduction of basically psychedelic mushrooms into the human diet around 100,000 years ago has played a crucial role in the cognitive revolution of humans. Basically, it advanced human cognition.
Totally, man. I mean, that's something that could be a very extensive discussion. I actually looked into that a little bit when I was younger, like when I was like, before I started working full time, and it was a very interesting topic. So I would deep dive on it, do my research, and there's a lot of convincing arguments for that as well. I think that those chemicals that are in those substances can provide you things like, I mean, they do studies like in that with like veterans and like, PTSD and the whole deal. And I think a lot of those compounds could be very beneficial to a lot of people. And I think if a lot of people were more in tune with that, it could change kind of like a global thinking. I think it could expose you to a lot more. So that would be great as well. And you do see stuff like that legalized and kind of more popularized than it's ever been. So I think that would be more of a lane that the world is following in these days.
I want to move on here.
Fuck that topic. That was
I just like we could go on and on for hours about different theories and philosophy and stuff. I think I asked you to talk about philosophy about a half hour ago, so we can move on a little bit. But I wanted to ask you, now that you've been a world traveler for the last half decade, you've been kind of everywhere, you've kind of gathered an idea of a better understanding of who you want to be, I suppose. What if there's like anything that you could own or say you did, like an ultimate goal, what is that goal?
Wow, that's a good one. I mean, well, honestly, what it always was, I mean, I never had any goal in my life ever. Since I was 5, except for driving a monster truck.
And you did that.
I know. Yeah, and I did. So that kind of factors into the whole quitting thing as well, obviously, where, I mean, I experienced that, and I mean, obviously that was literally the best thing I ever did. Like, I can't compare that to anything else. Like, that was me achieving my dream, and it's like done. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I did what I wanted to do, saw through without exemption, Frank Sinatra. But that has kind of been my next problem, or one of my main problems in life is I really don't know. The YouTube thing, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. That was one of my goals. And my other goal is like, I want to be like in monster trucks. And then those kind of just combined, and I lived that. And then, I mean, obviously before either of those goals, it was driving one. And doing that once is like good for me. Like, I really don't need to, like, at least right now, pursue it. I'm not really interested. But that's a great question. I really don't have a set goal. Maybe something I told you off air was my next goal. But that's not really like it's not like, oh, I have to do that or I'm gonna kill myself. Like it's I'm like right now I'm on pretty neutral ground in life.
Yeah.
Like I have nothing to like live for. No, that's the wrong way to put it. Nothing to work for.
That's right.
I have a lot to live for. I don't want to sound ungrateful.
Yeah.
But I have nothing to work for is what I mean. Like right now I can kind of just cruise. And that's something that is very foreign. And I have no set like immediate aspiration. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, and you could cross another goal off your bucket list. You're on the fucking Chiefs Rays Bolts offseason podcast. So I mean that's one.
Man. That's most important appearance I've ever made. I'll tell you that. No one wants to invite me on shit, so I just keep my distance. I mean, you're ballsy having a guy like me on.
So look, like about an hour and a half ago, you bring up that you are behind the camera and people don't follow you for you. Follow you for you. So kind of weird. But you've been recognized, right? Like a handful of times at a handful of shows. People know your face. People know who you are. I feel like you're gaining public recognition, especially when you go to an event. So, I mean, I feel like if you wanted to create some new content or create a new concept of a channel, you would have probably already a decent recognition factor involved with that.
That is true, very true. That is in the plans, of course, but it's a very different demographic I'm planning on going for. Where one of my main, it's like I said an hour ago that it's you have to play to your audience if you want that continued success. But I'm at a point now where that doesn't matter to me anymore. That continued growing the product is that's done. So from how I see it now, it's kind of more like those real fans, which is a much smaller demographic of people, will pay attention and they will be interested in just me at this point. So I really got to build up on that, which is the plan. That is what I got going on. It's all being set up as we speak. And that'll be, I think it's not going to be like a whole, well, you never know. I don't want to shut someone short because you never know. I mean, I never fucking thought Monster Jam Lord would get 360,000 subscribers. So
yeah, I know.
If I could get 360 on that shit, I could probably get quite a few doing something else. So who knows? I mean, I don't want to sell myself short,
I'm gonna look you up on Social Blade. I want to see what your stats are.
Oh, the past month probably isn't too good. You might want to go back a couple months if you want something impressive. Years, if even, but.
Let's see, Monster Jam Lord.
You're getting fucking drama alerted right now, dude.
You are. It's oh, here we go. So your overall subscribers rank. Damn, they gave you a C- grade. That's kind of crazy. C-.
Well, so it was an A- about a month or two ago.
Oh, so you checked.
Okay. Yeah. You're picking a very bad time to review my success.
Well, no, I'm gonna judge you off of this.
So, okay, let's judge me off my lowest. Fucking ain't anything too different than I'm used to. So let's fucking keep it rolling.
Your subscribers rank is 2,115, which for being a YouTuber that is solely revolved around the monster truck community, which is, I feel like, a relatively, in the grand scheme of things, it's
very small.
It's small, yeah. Right? So 2,115th. That's kind of crazy.
That's of every account ever.
That's what it says.
Is that jam or truck?
Truck.
Wait, so if you look at the jam, that's going to be higher because it's got like double the subscriber rate.
Oh, well, it says there's
Not trying to brag,
393,000 in a higher position. So I don't know why it says your rank is 2,115. But I'm gonna do something funny here, and I already know what the results are, but I just want to see it for fun. I'm gonna compare our social blades. They have an option to compare, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, let's fucking hear it.
I type in my name, it doesn't even fucking pop up next social blade.
10 years into fucking meeting, let's see how the YouTube's turned out.
So as far as social blade ranking goes, I actually rank higher than you, so go fuck yourself.
Sounds like bullshit. Where do you fucking rank?
982,406. You're 1,246,410.
Oh, is that like overall social blade?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's because I got fucked the past month. That's not even my fault.
It's totally fabricated.
I was probably number one.
It's totally fabricated.
Number one a month ago. If we were on this podcast a month ago, I've been fucking past PewDiePie and Mr. Beast's fucking piece of shit. Fuck that.
So this is daily earnings, and I know that this is inaccurate. It's very inaccurate. So your daily earnings, it says between $3 and $45. Mine, it says between $1 and $9. I can tell you right fucking now, I'm making about 20 cents a day doing this shit. So I'm not even making $1, dude. A day, daily, no, not happening. Monthly, for me. Monthly, $17 and $267. I think I made like maybe $120 in total last year. So it's in the middle there. I'm not making $267 a month. All right, that's like interesting. That's 2 years for me. And then it says yearly earnings. Mine's between $270 and $4,300. I did not make $270 last year. I can tell you that. It says yours is between $4,300 and $69,000. Don't know where that ranks for your personal life, but I can tell you that mine isn't accurate.
That won't be answered.
Of course. Well, why would it be, right? How much do you make? Tell everybody how much you make right now.
Ask again. It's not as much as it was, but
yeah.
You know.
That's really all it gives you for comparisons. Obviously, like
need a job.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna send you a link to create a LinkedIn account. So that we go.
You're acting like I'm looking for employment.
No, I know your ass is not looking for employment. So let's go to your channel here.
Let's see.
I want to read this. I want to see this. The last time you uploaded, this is your Monster Jam Lord channel, by the way. You uploaded 2 months ago. I didn't even realize you were still active on this.
Not much.
Yeah, I see. First time driving a monster truck. That's pretty cool. It could use a thumbnail, though. It's
got one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put some fucking homo thumbnail, no one's gonna click on it. Like if I put like me going woo or something, no one gives a shit.
Like a Mr. Beast type of thumbnail.
I did that with the fucking first video and it got its views, but that's the bag up channel's raw footage, so it's the raw footage. That's what that is.
Do you still have merch like available to purchase?
I do not. No, I don't want to say I've been working on something, but maybe I have.
So because I see like in your channel banner, there's like merchandise. So
no, it has not been up for years, but I am not maybe working on something that could be new. So who knows?
Who knows?
I don't.
What? Look, I know you never played any sports, right?
Never.
Okay.
I ran track.
Okay. Were you any good at it?
I was pretty good. we had these fucking 3rd through 5th grade Olympics. So you're like 8 through 10 years old. And I fucking got first place 3 years in a row on the 150-yard dash. So I'm quite the shitter, man. I could run my ass off, I guess, but other than that,
so I guess I'll do one sports related topic. If there's a sport that you would sit down and learn to play, which one would it be?
To play? Well, so I do have a respect for football the older I'm getting, because I never understood, like, as a kid that, like, the plays, like, mean something. But then just being older and kind of experiencing games and stuff, you see more of, like, a respect for the play, where you're like, okay, there's more going into it than just, like, some guy throwing a ball. So, like, I would probably say football, just based off of it being an American tradition.
Yeah.
Baseball, even applying what I said to it, baseball's still, like, gay. Like, I just don't enjoy it. But, like, I get the sport aspect, but I just don't enjoy it. But football, I don't enjoy either, but I would enjoy it more. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it. Everything else can fucking suck my dick, pretty much.
Well, what about hockey?
Yeah, hockey can suck my dick. Like, I mean, like, I like how it's violent. Like, that's cool. Like, it's real. But I mean, other than that, like, I don't give a fuck, you know.
Next time you're in Tampa, I'm gonna put you on skates. I'm gonna take you to an open shoot.
Well, that ain't gonna work too well, but I'll fucking give it a shot.
I think it'd be fun.
As long as I fucking skate down the middle of my neck, then that'd be fucking worth it.
If you like it enough, I'll let you join my beer league team.
Hey, I'll provide beer. That's no issue.
That's why it's called beer league. You know.
You need someone like me.
You do. You need an enforcer. You know, a goon. Somebody who will just go and cross check somebody in the face and start fights. You know.
Yeah, starting fights. Yeah, that's something I can do pretty well. So.
I think we're at a crossroads here, so I'm going to go ahead and call this one. Reagan, thank you for joining me. Everybody, go check out MonsterTruckLord. I know he's not going to be posting a whole lot, but still give it a click. Give it a click. Maybe every time you click a video, maybe he'll get like a penny or two out of it. So just help him out. You know, he's getting hardcore screwed over right now. So
it's not my job. That's what we say, is that it's not my job. This is not my job. So I do not work in the monster truck field as of a couple of weeks ago, 16th or today's the 16th, the 6th. So it's been about 10 days. I have declared myself as a business owner as unemployed. So I'm technically an unemployed business owner as of 10 days ago.
I'm gonna get you.
That is how you can declare yourself right there. That's about it.
Thanks for the conversation. Thanks for joining me. Love to have you back sometime for more. But as for that one, you know, we're approaching 2 hours. We're gonna have to call this one. But thanks for joining. Thanks for talking. Have a good one.
As always.